So Organic Colour Systems was established in 1994. What has been your mission for the company since its inception?
The mission for the company has been to create organic, natural alternative to conventional hair cosmetics. And the goal really was to make a safer, more gentle product right from day one. Stephen Landreth, who was our hairdresser at the time, had allergies to conventional hair colour. Actually had to give up hairdressing, and he was the guy who really came up with the idea to create something more natural. My background being herbal medicine, we got together and tried to create something that was more gentle and more sustainable and more helpful to the hairdresser.
When looking at manufacturing of products, what are the key credentials?
The first thing we do, we look at how organic we can make the product. So the gold standard is make 100% organic. That's not always possible because of the lack of material. So we try and source organic materials first, then it will be natural sourced, then naturally derived, and the last thing will be synthetic. You do have to have some chemicals in synthetic products because you have to stabilize them, but it always works from organic first. You then have to look at fair trade. You have to look at sustainability, where they're sourced, how they're shipped. So they come along subsequent to the organic standards. Often organic standards will cover some of those issues, but clearly we have to worry about where things are being sourced from and make sure the environment is not being damaged.
And what about animal testing and things like that?
Absolutely. So we have a criteria that no animal products are being used, no testing on animal is allowed. All the suppliers have to supply a certificate to back that statement up, and we obviously audit those suppliers to make sure that they are complying, and we send that information to our standards, choose cruelty free, to make sure that they keep their records up to date and we comply with all the requirements. And we don't supply to any countries that require animal testing as well.
And Organic Colour Systems is moving to 100% post-consumer recycled colour bottles in 2020.
Absolutely.
So how and why will that help?
So it's a really exciting and a really big step that we've gone through. Post-consumer recycling means the plastic's already been used by the consumer. So the bottle could have been a Coke bottle, could have been a water bottle. It's gone through the recycling process, and then we buy that plastic and make our bottle. So it's 100% closed loop. We will be, I think, the first company to do 100%, certainly in our industry, and also means that plastic can then be recycled. So it's a continuous process of use the product, recycle and reuse, and hopefully in the future we'll have a point where we can actually collect those bottles and put them back into our recycling stream, which is really exciting.
What else are we doing with Organic Colour Systems to limit the impact on the environment? For example, recyclable packaging, the biodegradable chips, paper.
Yeah, so I think it's more than just one area, which is it's so important that we look at the whole business. So we've looked at cardboard, 100% recycled cardboard. We have a plastic crushing machine in the factory to recycle the plastic. We don't use plastic tape anymore, it's all paper tape. We use biofill, void fill, which is cornstarch. We try to do everything as sustainably as possible, LED lighting, low energy usage. We turn everything off at night, don't leave the office lights on. Even simple things like standbys, turn the screens off and so on. So it's looking at the whole business and making sure that we all understand what we can do. Simple things like printing paper. Do you need to print paper? It sounds a really simple thing, but actually when you analyse it, it's surprising how much you can save when you concentrate everybody's minds.
So we've also got the electric cars as well.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a new addition to the fleet. We're now 100% hybrid and electric in our cars and our fleet. So the guys who travel around the country, obviously we have to get around the country, and that's now, say hybrid cars and electric, which has saved a huge amount of carbon and obviously cost and petrol and so on. Yeah.
And what tips would you give to salons to help them make more eco-swap outs, such as the paper foil?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the opportunity now is really increased with salons. There's a lot more they can do. Paper Not Foil is a fantastic company. Rather than using foil for highlights, they can use paper. There's eco towels that we actually supply and other companies do as well, that you can use instead of using washing machines and tumble dryers. They can look at different light bulbs, different lighting techniques, low energy hair dryers. There's a massive change in hair dryers recently, and actually I saw a study recently how much energy hair dryers actually use. It's huge. So even simple things like cutting down your hair dryer usage, and I think as long as we encourage salons to look at alternative ways of doing things, recycling the bottle, with our colour they can wash the bottle out, they can put it into their recycling, or they can send it back to us, and that is a huge difference to putting tubes into landfill. So there's quite a bit that can be done now.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about it's about doing things imperfectly, not perfectly.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that it can be overwhelming when you look at the magnitude of the problem. And actually, you're spot on. What you need to do is do the little things well. It's not perfect. You're never going to do 100%. But if you all do a little bit, there's billions of people can do a little bit, makes a huge difference. And that straw example is fantastic. One person saying one straw is okay, a billion people saying one straw is okay is a billion straws. So if we all do a little bit, and each company does a little bit, and also encourage people to try different things, and it's not expensive. You don't have to spend lots of money. I hear a lot of times people say, "Oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford to do this," but actually, it usually saves money, and it's simple. And I think we should encourage everyone to try.